Hello, YouTube. How's it going? What did you do today? Today I had the day off of work. So I went in the morning, I went to Tim Hortons and I got an ice cap, and then I came home, I exercised, and then I went to a movie, and then came home and read my stuff for this video and thought of what I wanted for my next video. And my husband changed the layout of the office desk. So now there's like the camera on the other computer, and I had it I don't know where I want my StreamYard to be, because I feel like it makes sense to have it on the big screen, but I also need the website on the big screen, and I'm just confused. So I may be changing things up and moving things around. And I do have a fan underneath me, which is why my hair is all fluffy, and the camera is a lot closer, and I can't really do anything about that. So my face is going to be a lot bigger, but I think it's fine. Everything's fine. Who cares? Who cares? Oh, hello, Lilac Llama. It's lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. And Lisa's here, and Neil, and Lori, and Mr. Ranger Lab. Hello, I'm excited. Hi, Anastasia. I'm excited to do this video today. I've mentioned it a few times, and then I kept finding new topics that I wanted to talk about. I found this lady named Layla Martin. First off, I freaking love the name Layla. Okay, I'm going to switch this because I need... Okay, let me just unshare for a sec. I need the website we're looking at to be on the bigger screen, because that's going to drive me bonkers. It's going to drive me bonkers. Okay. Everything is different in here, guys. Like, everything is different. And it's fair, because he's the one who uses this office for like every day for work and stuff. And so like, do what you want with it, but it's just confusing. So it's taking me a second, but that's okay. Okay, so when I'm reading the screen, I'm going to look like I'm looking at the camera, but when I'm reading your comments, I'm going to be looking away from the camera. Okay, this is Layla Martin. She is a sex coach, someone who provides people with guidance about how to find their sexuality. And she's also, of course, has her own coaching certification program, because, you know, we can't just provide someone with some kind of service. We have to be coaching coaches. Potentially, is it how to coach coaches, or is it to actually coach other people through their sexuality? And I wonder, I'm going to take myself off camera. I'm struggling. I wonder if we should be doing sex coaching. Because what do you guys think of like the efficacy of that? Like, should we be people who aren't well educated in sexuality, be telling us how to find our sexuality? I don't know. That was not very well said, but what do you guys think about that? Hey, Tori, nice to see you. So this is Layla Martin. I'm the founder of the Vita Method, of course, her own coaching certification. A tantric approach to sex, love, and relationships that blends powerful mysticism and proven science. Since 2007, I've been teaching people just like you the deepest aspects of tantric spiritual awakening and how to have the most cosmic energy orgasms. I also happen to be a hardcore science nerd who is madly in love with all things mystical. Hi, Coconuts. Lovely to see you. So it's great that apparently she wants to help people orgasm. That's wonderful. However, a lot of people struggle with that, and I just don't want people to come across this website, see that she helps. What exactly did she say? Teaching people how to have orgasms, and say she has the tools to help us. And then what if it doesn't work for us? Right? What if it just doesn't work? Are we going to feel bad about ourselves because we couldn't utilize her coaching to have orgasms? And it's also just, sorry, I was moving my microphone. It's just sexuality is just so personal, and dependent on the person, their personality, their relationship history, that I wonder just like how personalized sex coaching can be and how much of a one-size-fits-all approach this kind of coaching would be. Okay. My husband has headphones hanging up on the side of his computer. Discover tools and practices to access exquisite depths of love and sex. Join me to unlock outrageously amazing sex, unapologetic self-love, and the deepest levels of intimacy with yourself and with others. I'll show you how to recover your own radiant sexual power and heal your deepest wounds and sexual hang-ups, all while laughing, crying, and having the most mind-blowing orgasms. Step into your tantric journey with some of my most loved free resources, all designed to help you reach ecstatic heights of pleasure and power. I don't know how I should be sitting in the camera. I feel so weird. Nothing's working and nothing's feeling proper. Okay, she said, she will help us heal our deepest wounds and our sexual hangups. My issue with that is you don't know what our deepest wounds are. Are you qualified as not a sex therapist, a sex coach, to help people work through potentially traumatic childhood experiences, violence, issues of poverty, anything that could impact someone's mental well-being, intergenerational trauma, right? Can you really help someone through something that is so serious, right? Because she just said heal your deepest wounds. That could mean countless different things. And I wonder if she has the tools to help someone work through such potentially really, really deep and serious occurrences in their lives. Just feels weird to me. And I'm not in the center of the camera. It's like going to a life coach when you should be seeing a therapist. Exactly. He also has a new mouse, and I don't know how to use his mouse. And my microphone keeps moving. I'm uncomfortable with this. I'll get used to it, but I'm just uncomfortable. What makes me different? Of course, everyone is different. Every coach is the only unique, interesting coach, right? My work has reached over 165 million people through my YouTube channel, 300,000. I can't read big numbers. That big number, this big number. I can't read big numbers. People through my email list and hundreds of thousands more through my top-rated podcast, This Tantric Life, helping them experience levels of magic, pleasure, and of course, the kind of epic, delicious orgasms they never even knew existed. Well, what happens if they don't? And they feel bad about themselves? Are you going to help them through that? I spent over 20 years devoted to tantric practice, and since 2007 have been teaching a powerful combination. Okay, I believe, okay, you already said that. I'm here to celebrate exactly who you are, way down to at your sexy, soulful core. So she's saying that she's helped a lot of people through her podcast and her YouTube channel, but you say your work has reached. Does that just mean these people have heard it? Or does that mean they've heard it and put it to use? Or are you counting the people who listen to something like the podcast or the YouTube channel and then purchased one of your sex courses or your coaching certification? Because it's really easy to say, okay, well, all of these people have heard me. They've heard my work, but were they actually positively impacted by it? I'm not so sure. This reminds me of a Sex and the City episode where they went to a tantric sex class. Oh, interesting. We're not going to read every word here because it's very repetitive. So, the highest level mastery. Having studied human sexuality, neuroscience, and biology at Stanford University, I combine cutting-edge education with over 20 years studying Tantra, Taoism, and early witchcraft. She just talked about her global reach. Science meets spirituality. her Vita method is rooted in 10,000 plus hours of practice, and apparently it blends ancient traditions with modern science to heal trauma and activate pleasure. So, heal trauma. So I'm sure we've all listened to my. I'm struggling. I'm just going to have my camera off because I'm struggling with everything today. And I see like my camera's blurring and I'm just struggling. So camera off for the time being. I'm sure we've all watched Danielle Ryan's newest video where she talks about the difference between life coaching and counseling. And it was a few of the people who she brought on who were counselors or registered social workers talking about how life coaches have no business, or coaches in general have no business talking about trauma, because those who are not specifically trained in how to help people through complex traumatic experiences have no business helping us heal trauma and being trauma aware, just like Danielle has said before in her yoga class, in her yoga studio that she used to own. Being trauma aware is very different than actually knowing how to guide someone through said trauma, right? So I think this all sounds fine and dandy. Yeah, witchcraft. Like, what the fuck does it even mean? But it's potentially really harmful to someone. Because what if someone does have trauma in their life and they think that Layla Martin will be able to help them through said trauma, and then it just gets worse? Okay, so I didn't even realize that there was reference to childhood SA there. I just zoomed through it quickly. I did read through this whole page, but she had just talked about childhood SA, and like, by saying that, are we trying to draw people to our site, to our coaching, who have had similar experiences to her? And if so, do we have the mental health background and the certifications to be helping someone through something so serious? Because any misstep in that kind of helping someone through that kind of traumatic experience could be potentially detrimental to someone's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional well-being. So that's even more problematic. And I didn't even see that line when I was doing my prep for this today. So apparently the Vita method has transformative power. You've already said this. It calls on ancient tantric wisdom, a scientific informed approach, and profound personal transformation. What makes us who we are. Discover what's at the heart of everything we do here at Layla Martin. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Their core values include creating an environment of safety and respect through unconditional love, deepening our relationships to ourselves and others through transparent communication, uplifting and supporting one another through the power of community, and taking time to celebrate, play, and bask in the depth of our deepest pleasure. Again, one who is not a certified mental health professional does not know how to create an environment of safety and respect around issues of trauma, adverse childhood experiences, etc. I love that color on her. She looks beautiful. I just hate everything about this. Everything. And so we're going to look at a few examples of her training before looking at her coaching certification. Because, we can't just provide coaching. We can't just provide like actual coaching to someone without coaching coaches to go coach coaches. Of course. Hi, Monica. How's it going? It's lovely to see you. We're looking at a sex coach who, of course, also coaches coaches how to coach coaches. Nice to see you. And I have my camera off because my setup's different and it's stressing me out. So I'm just not going to worry about it today. So this is one of her master classes. And she calls it the Sexual Masterclass for Women. Embark on a journey to reclaim your sexuality, ignite passion, and embrace the profound pleasure that awaits within the Bliss program. There's Layla. Bliss Orgasmic Masterclass. You and I were born with an abundance of passion, radiant love, and innocent spirituality. While that was our natural state, many things happened in my life that severely diminished my passion, love, and ability to fully embrace my sexual self. Okay, so if you came here feeling like there's more sexual magnificence in you just waiting to wake up, you have come to the right place. The path to total pleasure. She is going to help us reignite our own feminine radiance, because there is no like different variations of femininity, right? Like people can't be a little bit feminine, be a little bit masculine. I wonder if this is just for women, right? So of course this class is just for women. Of course men can't have some feminine traits as well, right? I just don't like that. I don't like that. In a lot of these coaching programs, it's focused solely on the stereotypical definitions of femininity and masculinity, and obviously there's no space for gender identity diversity, or even just understanding that those who were born as female and identify as women, they can also just express their femininity and their identity in a little bit of a different way, and not everyone is exactly the same. So instead of actually helping you with sexuality, she'll try to convert you into a coach. Oh, most likely. Oh, and she helps us practice. There's a whole body of practices she calls the feminine sexual arts. Okay, we get it. I don't want to read this whole thing. The approach. Let's see what this approach is. Spending time in our pleasure zone. Ooh. You are already born with the tools that can rebuild your inner state of love, passion, and connection. Breathing, awareness, sounding, and movement. Used in the right way, these tools are your superhighway to feeling great. The Bliss course shows you how to reset and enhance your brain function sexually. Okay, so we're enhancing our brain function in a sexual manner. Okay, that's weird. This little comma is weird, and it confused me. As a way to live your life passionately. What's the cost? I want to know the cost. In a nutshell, this course is for you if you want more passion in your body and less stress. You want to break out of limiting sexual patterns. You want to try out full body orgasms, breath orgasms, and multi-orgasmic orgasms. You want a body that is bursting with pleasure. You want full confidence that you are a truly amazing lover. But if we feel like we're not a truly amazing lover, that could potentially be something that needs to be addressed through counseling. Is maybe we've had negative relationship experiences, or we grew up in a household where maybe our parents' relationship was not very secure or very equal, right? And so when we grow up in an environment with a specific kind of relationship, then we may try to emulate that relationship later on in life. And I feel like once we notice that, right, the first step should not be Layla Martin, a sex coach. It should be, okay, I'm going to look into a therapist, because I feel like I might have negative or toxic relationship patterns, right? What experience does she have on the subject? Is she a sex therapist? Just because she experienced some stuff in her life does not make her an expert. Exactly. I don't know. $1,000 an orgasm. That's funny. She does talk about the cost of her coaching program, which I will show you. It's the coaching certification thing there. I don't think she talks about all the prices for her courses. Module 1 is loving your sexuality. Module 2, unlock your sensational ecstasy. What does that mean? Expand your pleasure capacity. Unleash your sexual energy. This all sounds the same. Awake your inner sex goddess. Wow. Okay, this is awake your inner sex goddess, but look up here. Goddess empowerment, right? And so are you kind of repeating things in the goddess empowerment courses? Vita Sacred Sexuality. I feel like that's probably where you're going to teach us how to awaken our inner sexual goddess, right? I feel like you're probably going to be repeating your topics. And then, of course, mastering orgasmic bliss. So we can look at this one quickly as well. And then I want to look at the coaching certification. I wonder, Monica, I wonder. That's a good question. Okay. Drink break. Unleash your inner sex goddess with the Vita Sacred Sexuality Initiation. But didn't you just tell us in the sexual mastery bullshit that that's where we're unleashing our inner sexual goddess? So you're just, in my opinion, she could potentially just be like repackaging the content she was already providing and repackage the content she was already providing and putting it under a different name, in my opinion. Join the 3,585 women whose lives have been transformed by Vita Sacred Sexuality. 97% experienced a better connection to their body. 96% found Vita Sacred Sexuality to be worth the investment. What is the investment? We probably will never know. Agreed, Monica. I completely agree. Because I already said this before you got here, Monica, but sexuality is so complex. It could be impacted by dozens of different things. It means something different to every single person. And I think that's why sex therapists exist. And one size fits all coaching program on the internet, I feel, is not the correct tool to help us figure out our sexuality. And 96% would recommend the Vita Sacred Sexuality program to a friend. If you're ready to, this sounds just like what we heard already. Ignite the most epic pleasure you've ever experienced, heal deeply rooted inner wounds, and cultivate intimate, fulfilling relationships. Vita Sexuality is a journey of transformation you've been waiting for. No, thank you. And again, a non-therapist does not need to be helping people heal their inner wounds, because that could mean dozens and dozens of different things that are complex that need the support of a mental health professional. Now, I'm not stating that we cannot talk to a best friend or our spouse about mental health struggles that we may be having. But my main thing is that we should not be replacing mental health counseling. We should not be replacing that with talking to a friend or getting Layla Martin coaching. Now, I know it's so easy for me to say, if you have inner wounds to be healed, you should go seek therapy. Not everyone can afford therapy. I get that, but I just wish we knew how much this course cost, because, of course, chances are it's probably more than what a bunch of therapy courses would cost, because we've seen some trauma coaching before, and it was like $10,000, and we thought, if your average cost for a counseling session is $180, how many counseling sessions could we get for this $10,000 trauma coaching program? I would venture a guess you could get at least a few counseling sessions for the cost of any of her courses. It is not a group thing. I think it is just learning about orgasms and about how to have pleasure and like reconnect to our bodies. Hello, Julie. It's lovely to see you. Yes, she studied at Stanford. Let's go back and look at that. I think it was not. Was it on this page? Do you guys remember what it was on? I think it was something sexuality, which is related. That's fine. That's great. But from what I remember, okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. Yeah, from what I remember, it was not counseling, though. And I would like it to be a counseling program if she's going to like be assisting people work through their inner wounds. But yeah, I don't remember what it was and I couldn't find it there. Is this the same thing that I was just on? Okay. Confusion. We just talked about breathwork in the other course. Why are we doing it again? Powerful practices you'll learn inside Vita's Sacred Sexuality course. Pleasurable breathwork. Emotional overhaul. Counseling. Counseling. No. Tantric jade egg. Orgasmic self-exploration. Okay, emotional overhaul. What if we see this and think she's going to help us overcome our past traumas? And then we're like, fuck, our problems did not disappear with Layla Martin. What am I supposed to do now? Right? Okay, I think we get it. It's all just bullshit. Oops. I don't know how to use this mouse. There are themes that we'll be covering in the next 12 months. Of course, manifestation, of course. February, sex goddess / goddess. Okay, so maybe she is going to be teaching some men in her course as well. That's good. Pleasure, April, emotion, May, sex, June, body, July, power, August, orgasm, September, sacred sexuality, October, relationship, November, money, December, play. I have so many questions. Like, does play mean, what is play? What is play? I have questions. And she doesn't tell us the fucking cost. I want to know the cost. Let's look at the coaching certification program now. Okay. The Vita Sex, Love, and Relationship Coaching Certification. Now, this is what I'm actually the most interested in, so we're going to read more of this stuff. The Vita Coaching Certification offers one of the most advanced professional certifications available in the world. Really? More advanced than being a social worker? That doesn't make any sense, ma'am. I didn't even, a social worker or like a therapist or a massage therapist or a physiotherapist. That seems weird that you're calling your certification the most advanced in the world. Now, I did not see what this video was. I honestly didn't notice it, but we can watch it. It'll be fun.
Hi there, I'm Layla, and I'm so grateful and excited to have you here. Welcome to Vita Coaching, your next step towards transforming your life and the lives of so many others. I have so much I'm looking forward to sharing with you. But for now, I just want to say hi and tell you a bit more about my background and how that informs the Vita methodology.
Okay, so maybe she'll tell us what she studied at Stanford. That would be good.
If you like what you hear, there's going to be so much more to come. So I've spent my entire adult life studying the history of sexuality. For the last 20 years, I've been a devoted student of both neo and classical tantra. I traveled the world looking for the top teachers and the best initiations of this lost but very, very powerful tradition. At Stanford University, I studied human sexuality and neuroscience in the human biology department, and I've immersed myself in the energetic traditions of Taoism and explored the ecstatic practices of ancient witchcraft.
Okay, that's great. I love that. She studied human sexuality and biology or whatever. Wonderful to find something that we're really passionate about. That's great. And I think studying that in university would potentially make her qualified to teach like a community college course, right? To teach like a first year course at Stanford, and she'd be great at it because she's very knowledgeable about human sexuality because she studied it, and that's wonderful. But I think there's a reason why certifications exist for therapists, is because just because we know a lot about a topic does not mean we're automatically able to help someone through really specific issues related to sexuality or trauma or adverse childhood experiences. So I still don't think that studying human sexuality at Stanford makes her qualified to be talking about this and charging it. What do you guys think about that? Tell me if you disagree. I'd be interested in knowing whether she has any type of guarantee if it doesn't help you, or whether she just blames it on you if it doesn't work. And especially like if she says, I will help you have an orgasm, and you don't have an orgasm, and then she happens to blame it on us. Can you imagine how horrible that would feel? You say, hey, I did exactly what you've been telling me to do. My partner and I are implementing all of your lessons, and it's still not working. Oh, well, you need to do more breath work. You need to work on healing your inner wounds. And it's like, maybe we can't improve our sexual life or sexual activities with our partner with a one-size-fits-all approach on the internet. She's going to give us little nuggets enough to spark curiosity, and that's how people fall for it. Exactly. Redundant word salad without actually saying anything important. Yes.
Along the way, I've built a holistic system of healing techniques that go way deeper than just talking and support and celebration, although they include that too. But they go deep into the body to create a potent, transformative process through the nervous system that can shift stagnant energy and lift thousands of years of conditioning, release pain and trauma, and unleash mind-blowing pleasure and life-changing love. I call these
You're not going to release pain and trauma with an online course on the internet. And I would hate it if they go through, say, a really exciting, amazing experience with her. Lots of like programming, lots of singing or breath work, pretty music, and it's just like the adrenaline of going through a program with Layla Martin, and you think that you're healed, you think that you've worked through your trauma, and then once the adrenaline wears off, you go, hey, my trauma isn't gone. Right, Monica? Yeah, she doesn't say she graduated. She could have just taken a few courses. Exactly.
tools the lost arts of sexuality and intimacy, because these ancient traditions and modern techniques help uncover a level of pleasure and aliveness that's been forgotten for thousands of years. My method helps shift the human nervous system to create a new energy field, a field where people can be connecting and making love in ways that they never thought possible, because their limiting beliefs and conditioning have always held them back. My entire life, I have never stopped learning and growing.
What if someone has adverse childhood experiences? What if someone has had negative experiences in relationships, and that impacts how they interact sexually with their partners? That is not a limiting belief. That is potentially traumatic experience that needs to be addressed through working with a mental health professional who is experienced, knowledgeable in helping people work through their traumas. Yes. She can't make these promises. She can't say, I'm going to help you make love in ways you never thought possible, because she doesn't know everyone's unique experiences. Shift the nervous system. Are we magic, ma'am? Are we magic?
And what I've learned to do, and what I'm going to show you how to do, is not just to help your clients have better sex, more love, and improved relationships.
Exactly. It's not limiting beliefs. It's potentially traumatic childhood experiences, ma'am.
Although you will do that, but it will show you how to have them change the entire reality of what they know to be possible. At Vita, we teach the arts of sexuality and intimacy to help healers, practitioners, coaches, and business leaders like you build an abundant business you love and a life that lights you up. I'm so glad you're here. We're just getting started, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm celebrating you so deeply in this choice and on your journey.
An abundant business of our dreams. All of that stuff Okay, let's look at the information that she's actually going to be providing us. But I just wonder the kind of harm that could happen when you have someone who is claiming to be the knower of all wisdom in this kind of really complex topic, very unique to individuals topic, and she's teaching others who maybe don't have as much knowledge about her in the field of sexuality because maybe they didn't study it in Stanford, right? Maybe they have no knowledge of it at all, and then they're being taught how to be a sex and love and relationship therapist, and maybe they haven't actually addressed their traumatic experiences. They haven't sought a counselor, and they are helping people through their sexual barriers, and maybe like what they're hearing could traumatize them, right? Because we've talked about this before, how if you're not a therapist, you're not a mental health professional, you don't necessarily have the tools to listen to someone tell you something potentially really troubling that they've been through, and being able to compartmentalize that and not take that to heart when you're helping your clients and just going around in day-to-day life. I feel like people who are not therapists should not be cosplaying as therapists. Same, Mr. Major Lab. Some info lost for thousands of years. How did she get it then? How did she get the secret? She manifested it, right? Ugh. No, no, no. She's not going to help you fucking heal your trauma. No. I'm going to try to turn on the camera again. See if I can function and not, like, second guess everything. Layla Martin, as seen in Sexpert Extraordinaire, the headmistress of pleasure. Okay? Join one of the fastest growing fields in health and wellness. Sex, love, and relationship coaching is a rapidly expanding industry. It shouldn't be, though. It shouldn't be. Across the globe, people are diving deeper into their sexuality and relationships to unlock new levels of happiness, liberation, and empowerment. The sexual wellness industry was worth $62 billion in 2020 and is forecast to exceed $125 billion by 2026. The global life coach market size is $1.4 billion and growing by 6.7% annually. Women's empowerment and sex and relationships are among the top 5 fastest growing coaching niches. Just because apparently the life coach market is worth $1.4 billion does not mean that your average person who is getting this coaching certification from Layla is going to find magical, brilliant success, because your average life coach who is not coaching other life coaches how to coach life coaches, but instead trying to provide actual value and tangible advice to someone, they're not going to reap the benefits of $1.4 billion life coach market. They're not. Just like in MLMs where people say, wow, the health and wellness MLM industry is worth this many billions of dollars. It's like, okay, that's not going to impact me. And I feel like I'm blurry. That's okay. I'm going to try to leave it on. Mind blown. Oh, yeah, because she manifested the secret. Yes. Build the tools and confidence to change lives on a level beyond what everyday coaching can reach. Trimester. I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that. Just say semester or module. I'm a blurry lady. I'm a blurry lady. Is that worse? If I lean back, is that better? If I move this way? Which way? This way? Okay. Total self-transformation process. Trimester 1 guides you through the embodiment and practice of each and every tool you'll be using with your clients to facilitate a groundbreaking personal transformation. The 10 core Vita coaching modules, an exploration into the Vita method, and the proprietary 10-module system for expertly transforming your clients in a systematic and lasting way. Trimester 3 Business Bootcamp. Learn all the business and marketing skills to build a thriving, profitable coaching business. You'll be able to define your unique vision, niche, and design high-end packages for your ideal clients. I had something to say. What was it? Okay, so it seems like she is at least camera off. She's at least seems to be providing some tangible actual value to people, because she's saying, well, maybe the embodiment part is not actual tangible guidance, but the saying like it guides you through the practice of each and every tool you'll use with your clients. I could see that potentially being very beneficial. And she's telling us how to create high-end packages. But what if there are, like Lisa's just said, the life coaching market is very oversaturated? She's going to have potentially thousands of people who have gone through her coaching certification course. And what happens when all of those 10,000 people are using the exact same methods, the exact same techniques and resources that Layla is using, that Layla's telling people to use, and everyone's doing the same thing? How are they supposed to actually stand out? Right? Just like in MLM, when everyone's taught to do the exact same thing and there's thousands and thousands of other people doing it, why wouldn't I join Beachbody Coach A versus Beachbody Coach B, right? The life coaching market is very saturated at this point, so I think she's trying to fill a coaching niche that isn't oversaturated yet. What do you guys think are the ones that are like the most oversaturated? Manifestation. I feel like there's manifestation coaches everywhere. Everywhere there's some new manifestation coach, or I don't know. What do we think? Like the boss babe business expansion coaching, I think, for sure. And I've also been finding a lot of crypto bro coaching. Yeah, business coach and the woo-woo coach, for sure. I'm surprised she knows about marketing or business, supposedly. Learn from Layla Martin, founder of Vita and headmistress of Pleasure, and a team of teachers trained in a diverse range of modalities. Layla Martin is the founder of the Vita method and headmistress of Pleasure. Tantrika, teacher, and sex goddess. Okay, let's come up with our own titles. I'm Heather. I'm the elephant princess apricot sunshine. Yeah, and that means it's real. Because we can just say anything after our names, and that means that it's our title, right? Marina Nabayo. So I don't know how to say her last name. Somatic trauma healer, embodiment coach, and body enthusiast. Unicorn princess, yes. Corey Scott, trauma integration coach, physiotherapist, and psychotherapist, and trauma specialist. Liberator of inner children. I hate seeing actual apparent mental health professionals who, now we don't know if her qualifications are up to date, but if we take the psychotherapist at face value, she's actually a qualified mental health specialist who could be making a greater, more sustainable difference in people's lives through providing actual therapy that is regulated by higher regulatory bodies, and where she has to do continuing education to make sure her knowledge and her practices are up to date. And someone who is actually a licensed psychotherapist should be providing therapy, in my opinion, because they can actually help more people in a more ethical manner. What do you guys think? Join a community of vibrant, visionary leaders changing the world through an empowered, embodied approach to love and sexuality. When I want to liberate my inner child, I go to Comic-Cons and do geeky stuff. Yeah, the inner child thing seems to be a big buzzword in the like life coaching community, because with business or life coaching, of course, if we're not finding the success that we want, then it's because we've not helped our inner child heal yet, because it's always something internal within us. Like if our life is going wrong, it's because we haven't done the healing necessary to improve our lives. It's not because sometimes our life is out of our control and bad things happen to us for no reason. It's because there's something internal within us that's wrong. You think the course is $12K? This one, I know the price of this one. This one is not $12K. I'm pretty sure, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. It's at the bottom of this page. 1,800 professionally trained graduates. 92% said Vita coaching made me a better coach. 98% said Vita coaching changed my life. Okay, you have this many professionally trained graduates, but how many of them are actually making a living providing sex, relationship, love coaching to actual clients, not coaching coaches how to coach coaches, and not only providing the training, the coaching to people, but doing it in an ethical manner? An ethical manner that's within their scope of practice of not being an actual mental health professional. I'd love to know that, because sure, 1800 sounds great, but I want to see more info. For this specific material, though, it's kind of weird. Inner child and sexuality. Good point. Guess how hot it is in here? It is 26 degrees, and we had the window open for a long time today, and we tried to really cool down the house, and it did cool down a little bit, but now it's hot again. It's always hot. Here are 2 testimonials. I feel that anyone interested in becoming a sex, love, and relationship coach would be smart to consider the Vita coaching certification. The amount of content, variety of learning, different teaching styles with the senior teachers, and the community support is wonderful. The possibility to unlearn societal programming and gain more in-depth sexual and sensual education is so invaluable. It felt quite sacred overall, and also fun at many times. It's an overall well-rounded program. I was practicing OBGYN and was looking for something that would make it more pleasurable to me. I joined the coaching program to be able to help my patients enjoy their sex lives, and I feel like I have something substantial to offer my clients now. I'm only offering 6-month packages now, and I am charging $10,000. So people who are at the doctors to make sure their hoo-ha is healthy, doing their pap tests or colposcopies or whatever they need to do there, or ultrasounds, whatever. So people who are in really vulnerable positions, maybe getting IUDs inserted, they're in really vulnerable positions. Are you potentially offering them a $10,000 course? Can you imagine? You're about to get your pap smear and your doctor's like, hey, want to spend $10,000 over 6 months? That does not seem very ethical. I don't like that. Yes, because you're so vulnerable. Your most empowered self awaits. We've already read that bullshit. Guide others to impactful, thoughtful healing. Discover how to confidently own your transformative healing abilities and offering your unique superpowers to your clients and providing them a space for deeply spiritual, life-changing work. Learn new skills and set your practice up to thrive. Build a toolkit of both coaching and business techniques that can dramatically level your practice and allow you to go further and deeper with your clients, giving you an edge and exponentially impacting your business. Yes. Yes, Anastasia. Isn't that outrageous? Outrageous, I say. Can you imagine that? At the fucking OBGYN, build a life that lights you up inside and out. Be your own boss and coach from virtually anywhere in the world or from the comfort of your own living room. Unearth the confidence to charge what your work is truly worth, allowing you to begin earning 5 figures a month. But if we are not a licensed professional in the area of sex therapy, mental health, counseling, what is our work truly worth? Right? Our work is not worth thousands and thousands of dollars. It's not. And nowadays, we can work from anywhere in the world where there's an internet connection, where we have a laptop. I have worked remotely since, when was it? I think it was October is when I went fully remote, because my boss and I lost our actual in-person offices to another group. And then they're like, yeah, you can work virtually now. And I love it. There are so many remote jobs, so many. It is not a thing unique to coaching or unique to MLMs. It is not. Yes, report them. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? And I would also be pissed. Okay, I thought I saw a price. Did I not see a price? Maybe in the learn more or the coaching information. I wanted to show you guys the price. Must be this. Okay. So their price is from $566 a month. Vita Coaching is for women only, is an advanced coaching certification that invites you to become a sex, love, and relationship coach in a rapidly expanding field. The certification will allow you to become a naturally confident, deeply supported coach, master powerful tools personally first for your own transformation, and learn how to apply them to clients for long-lasting results, live a life of purpose, passion, and global impact. Oh no, I hate this. So this coaching certification, not just receiving the coaching from Layla, but the certification helps us heal sexual shame, fear, and wounds while expanding our pleasure and desire. That seems like a really outrageous claim. Creating more profound ways of relating, connecting, and fostering intimacy. Explore deep financial, time, and flexibility freedom. I'm just going to unshare for a second because I don't know what happens when I click discover more. Okay, no, we don't need that. Share screen again. Okay. She has 200 free videos. So I skipped over that. So according to this website, this coaching program, it's from $566 a month. So it could be higher than that. But it is almost $7,000, $6,792. Honestly, it's a lot more reasonable than I thought it would be when I was looking at this. I was like, this is $25,000 easy. I think I was also surprised back in the day, long time ago, when I looked at Tony Robbins' coaching prices, and it was like $5,000 for a year. And I definitely assumed his would have been $25,000, $30,000. Because I think Tony Robbins has a little bit of an inflated ego, just a little bit. So she provides you with 200 plus free video training to get you to videos training you in the practical tools for extraordinary sex. I don't want those videos, but you can sign up for it there. And there are free resources for a tantric journey, advanced coaching skills masterclass, and a quiz about what type of coaching we are. Magnetic energy training. Discover how to use pleasure to activate your dream life in this 30-minute training. I might want to listen to that and see if I have something to say about it and if it's worth a reaction video, because I do see she has a podcast. After this page, we'll look quickly at her podcast episode titles because I'd love to see what she actually talks about. Let's see. We're almost done. We'll just do this quickly and then we can go about our evenings. Okay, where are her topics? What to expect. Unlock magical realms of life and intimacy when you join the conversations I'm having with some of the most brilliant minds on the planet. Heal through dance, laughter, and sacred sexuality. Open your heart to deeper intimacy. The top episodes are The God Bomb and Worshipping the Divine Masculine. Okay, How to Bring Out the Best in Men with Allison Armstrong. I think I have an issue with that because, yes, I think, at least with my spouse and I, we do bring out the best in each other, for sure. We help each other through challenging times in our lives. We help each other get past like feeling anxious or stressed about situations. So I think we definitely do bring out the best in each other. But I don't know if it's like my job as the woman in the relationship, if it's my purpose to bring out the best in my spouse. I think it's my purpose it's one of my jobs in my relationship to be supportive when I can, of course, be a loving and supportive spouse. But I feel weird about the how to bring out the best in men. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm just thinking too deep into that. Oh, interesting outfit. Devotion to the divine masculine. How I learned to worship women. Over 900 5-star reviews. Okay, cool. This is the latest episode, exploring the tantric lineage of Sri Vidya. Okay, cool. Yeah, it should go both ways. And the man should also be supportive of the woman if it is a heterosexual relationship, for sure. It should go both ways. And while I brought that up, what if you're in a relationship and there are no masculine people in the relationship, right? Because you could have a heterosexual relationship and both people are more feminine, or you could have a non-heterosexual relationship with no masculine people at all. Like, it just seems like there's a assumption that there's always a feminine and a masculine in the relationship, and that there's no space for like different definitions of masculinity and femininity and different expressions of our gender identity. Yeah, how to worship the divine masculine, be devoted to the divine masculine. I'd love to know what that means. Let's see. Mama Gina dives deep into how she carved out her own pleasure path. She shares tools for achieving wildly profound personal transformation, and even reveals how she went from being repulsed by the divine masculine into being in complete devotion. Monica's cringe. Yeah, I agree, Monica, for sure. I agree. Okay, how do I stop this? Stop sharing. Let's try the camera again. Let me sit back. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but as I said, I kept thinking of other topics I wanted to do and it kept being pushed off. I've done a few videos. Have I done a sex coach? I've definitely done a few relationship coaches and trauma coach. I've done a trauma coach before, but I'm going to say this again and again. I feel like if we are not certified in helping people work through trauma and mental health struggles, this kind of one size fits all approach to very potentially serious and unique to the individual challenges that people could be experiencing it could be harmful to someone, because we know, if anyone who has gone to therapy knows, that it's very unique to you, because you sit there with your therapist once for a whole hour for every session that you're there, and you just talk about your issues, and then your therapist, based off of years of experience and education, tries to give you a tailored approach to help you address your triggers, right? Or how to, like, I don't know, address your sexual intimacy questions or your challenges with your spouse, because they know you, they understand the problem, they would understand like what could help you, what may help you, and what may not, and that will change what they recommend for you, right? And so I think there's a reason why therapists have so many professional development requirements on them, right? So much education is required to be a therapist, because it's a really important job, and it requires a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills that sexuality love coaches on the internet, they do not have the same level of skill. They do not. You're welcome, Mr. Rangelab. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me blab about this. Sorry I was struggling with my setup, but now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, I prefer my camera to be, like, my face to be on the same screen as the camera, and I could have had the website on the smaller screen. That would have been fine. So maybe next time I'll do it that way. That would have been better. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Bye, Anastasia. Yes, for sure. For sure. No worries, Mr. Rangelab. I'm glad you were here. It's always nice to see you. So yeah, I have a busy weekend this weekend, because I have some family coming to visit me, but I will have a stream on Wednesday. I already have a topic in my head, and next Wednesday, and I'll just plan it out, but I have something I want to talk about. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you had a good time, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.